Alright, so throughout this past week, I have been extremely busy with schoolwork and sports, so I have not really been able to keep up with what was going on in the zombies community and how the reaction to Black Ops 6 has changed since the beta. And it is pretty safe that I missed way too much. There is a multitude of things I want to talk about regarding things going on right now within our community, and I do not want to waste too much time with this intro. But I would like to bring up that a more in-depth video of mine regarding another zombies game will be releasing in the next couple of weeks, I promise. And I am sorry for these lack of uploads, but just know I have been working on this big video during this time. Alright, first and foremost, I wanted to bring up one of Milo's newest videos in which he held a podcast with a fellow zombies creator, Stanley557, talking about Black Ops 6 and how they felt about the game as a whole. In the first couple of seconds in the podcast, there was a wild opinion that was thrown by Stanley, saying that he was more excited to see the direction of Weaver compared to Richtofen over the past couple of years, which is obviously a major controversial opinion. Just from this one statement alone, there was a heavy influx of people in the comment section saying things like, oh, this one's gonna be interesting, and this guy has no idea what he's talking about. And keep in mind, this was from the first 10 seconds or so from this 2-hour-long podcast. However, throughout the podcast, Stanley begins to give out some more unpopular opinions and hot takes that were a little outlandish, I will admit, but I still respect his point of view despite his opinion. This led to one of the most disgusting hate trains I have ever seen from the zombies community in the comments section, lashing out insults to Stanley and his opinions, and even going far as to insult him personally as a human being. Do you have any idea how messed up this is? I mean, I know the zombies community is pretty well known for hating on each other's opinions, but there is absolutely no reason why anybody should be straight up beating on a dude for having a personal opinion. There were a multitude of people also mentioning that Milo and Stanley were being paid off to make this video by Activision, and for those who believe that, you clearly do not know how this process works. If there was some sort of pay from Activision, the message would have to be clearly disclosed to the audience to let them know. I know Activision can be a horrible company at times, but they can't just slide money under the table for no reason. Now, I know you've probably seen infinite amounts of people discussing this situation, whether it be on YouTube or Twitter, and for those who stood up for Stanley, I 100% appreciate you, as some people in the comment sections truly do not think before they type hate statements. I love the zombies community and you guys to death, but I am mature enough to realize that we are not perfect, and this genuinely happens all the time. It always seems like there was never a compromise and everybody has to hate on someone all the time. Now let me make it clear, there is a major difference between a comment expressing an opposing opinion and arguing their claim with a conversation, and people just throwing out hate statements for no reason with no real argument. The zombies community, in my opinion, just needs to figure out how to genuinely have a conversation like Milo and Stanley were during the podcast, and this is a major flaw that we have seen from a multitude of years in this community. While we are on the topic of personal opinions, there is another thing that I have noticed that I'm sure others have in the community as well. The zombies community currently is the most divided I have ever seen, not only because of the different maps and modes within the game, but because of the varying opinions and perspectives by a multitude of groups. Now, it is safe to say that the zombies community has never really truly felt unified in a sense, as the only time that may have happened was with the initial release of Nocturne and Toten, but we have generally had the same outlook on a multitude of topics up until about Black Ops 3. However, when Black Ops 4 came around, there was this major split in the community because of the release of 4 maps at launch, which caused a division between people defending which maps they enjoyed most and why others were wrong. This division really hasn't split up since then, as with the new addition of all these modes such as Outbreak, Modern Warfare Zombies, and Vanguard or whatever, we are starting to see this whole new group spark up from seemingly out of nowhere. So I wanted to kind of discuss these groups and their opinions to try and get some perspectives from multiple angles. But before I start, I want to have a constant question going in your head because this is extremely important. What do you truly want from a zombies game? The most common group of people you will generally see when surfing the zombies community is people that cannot get over how good Black Ops 3 was and how every single game should be just like it. Keep in mind, I will try my best to keep my personal opinions aside while discussing these groups, as it feels unfair to disclose them. These Black Ops 3 fans are so extremely passionate about Black Ops 3, most likely playing the game to this day and constantly saying that the game will never be the same. Generally, these players are the most hardcore fans, wanting that original experience back, like starting with a pistol, the old point system, old perks should return, Easter eggs should be more in depth, no armor, no weapon rarities, and no kill streaks. These people have most likely been playing the game since the old days of zombies, and felt that true feeling of what it was like back then, which makes them disappointed when they see all of these new innovations from modern zombies. There are an insane amount of people in every single comment section of others' videos, and even mine, saying that newer games will truly never feel the same and that they should just remaster Black Ops 3, but is that what you truly want? I have discussed this topic so much in the past, but from my perspective, these fans do not even truly know what they want from zombies anymore, just simply thinking that if the game was a copy-paste from Black Ops 3, everything would be okay. I understand wanting to return to the old days of zombies, as that is something I would love to do as well, but for those in this category, I encourage you to attempt to branch out. The second group in this division are those who thoroughly enjoy the newer games and the way they are played. These players are extremely fond of all the mechanics of Cold War and Modern Warfare 3 zombies and generally do not find too much interest in going back to the older games, as they could be slower paced and more difficult for the average experience. Many of these people are Warzone fanatics who love the armor, kill streaks, and weapon rarities, as it provides a sense of comfort in the different world that zombies represents. They love the camo grind, being able to simply turn their brains off and get those super amazing camos that every game offers while never fully having to work for them entirely. This group of people is actually one that I never really thought existed until just this past year with Modern Warfare zombies, as they generally tended to stay in the shadows, as those who uploaded zombies content tended to diverge away from these newer experiences. However, the simplicity and easily accessible mode that Cold War and Modern Warfare zombies bring to the table is a satisfying thought and is something they thoroughly enjoy. The final group is a mix of the two groups that I myself fall into the majority of the time, and that is the group that just loves zombies either way. Fellow creators I am familiar with like FPS Psycho, Donuts, and heck even Stanley all seem to be thankful for whatever the zombies mode can offer for the year and all the content it could provide to the players. This group of players is just happy to play zombies regardless of how it turns out, as they love the mode past and present and can accept the changes made while also giving constructive criticism about the game and how it could be changed. This group does not just accept any content, however, and will provide feedback on what they think should be changed, and this is honestly the healthy part of the community that I wish everybody could be a part of. Having meaningful conversations about your opinions is important, and there should be no situation where someone should be shut down for what they believe. There is so much division in the community right now, and it is upsetting because do we even know what we want, or are we just hating on people for no reason? Anyways, it is safe to say that I'm pretty disappointed with this community after this week, as I really not have had the time to even check up on what's going on, and everything that happened over this last week just came up all at once and hit me like a bus. And also, no, I will not be talking about the Noah J or Lex situation, as it seems to have finally blown over, and I generally try to avoid these major controversies. I know this video wasn't much and I apologize, but thank you guys for tuning in. I promise I have this video and I'm working on it. It's going to be one of my biggest videos ever, so I hope you guys watch it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.